You're starting to see that dominant version of Colorado peek its head out and just beat teams easily. Avs win over the St. Louis Blues 4-1. The Avs brought their A game to this one. It wasn't their S game. They didn't play a perfect game, but they played more than well enough to win. In fact, they played well enough to make their life easy late in this game, which was the goal when you're playing the first half of a back-to-back. And yeah, context does matter. St. Louis was missing a bunch of pieces, having traded their captain in O'Reilly the day before, so they were a weak team. But the Avs made them look like a weak team. From top to bottom, it was a dominant performance. The Avs outshooting them 33-20, outchancing them, outpossessing them, just all over the ice. They were the better hockey team. The first period was the most dominant possession-wise. The Avs outshooting the Blues 15-5 in the period. It took a while. At first, it seems like the Avs weren't going to be able to get that goal. They weren't finishing. Binnington was playing well, but enough pressure and you eventually break through. Who do you lean on in those situations? Your superstars. On this shift, the Avs do a good job of working the perimeter and forcing St. Louis to chase them, but the ultimate setup here is McKinnon curls out high, and this is absolutely a pick play for Mikko Rantanen. No two arguments about it. It is a pick play. The thing is, everybody does them in the NHL, and they don't get called, so keep doing them until they start to get called. And the thing is, the pick play doesn't even really matter here. This is a pretty easy switch from St. Louis's side on picking up Nathan McKinnon. The problem is, they just don't defend Mikko. They just give him a clean lane to the dangerous areas of the ice, and Mikko just takes it. McKinnon also recognizes it, finds him, and Mikko's going to finish those. He just is. Goal number 200 for Mikko's career finally gets over that milestone. He'd been on it for a little bit too long now. And Mikko played great tonight. After a couple of down games, he comes back and gives the Avs what they need in their top six. Really, St. Louis struggled to get into this game at all. The Avs just kind of were doing whatever they wanted through the first 35-ish minutes of this game. That eventually leads to the second goal of the game for the Avs in the second period. And from here on out, it was completely the Bo show. Some vintage stuff from this generation of Colorado here. A shot from St. Louis gets blocked, there's a rebound, or rather saved, and it's collected by Bo here, and the Avs are just gone. All of them heading out of the zone, flying up the ice. It's a little tap pass to Girard here, which gets it up to Mikko, and the Avs are in the neutral zone. And it's Bo who finds his legs. He's the one shooting up the ice, trying to create danger on this play. Mikko sees him. Mikko sees the space he has. He finds him. And Bo just walks in. There's no help here. It's just Bo going in. And he makes a great play. Just a little drag there to get it under the defenseman's stick. Now, it may touch the stick, causing it to wobble a little bit. Maybe Bo gets a little bit lucky. But he was always targeting this spot. Binnington is not square at all. The far side of the net is open, and Bo just hits it. I cannot understate how amazing the Avs defense is capable of being. When they're healthy, they are the best defense in the league. They didn't even have Josh Manson tonight, and I think there's an argument that they are the best defense in the league. Bowen Byram makes that big of a defensive difference for this hockey team, and obviously is extremely capable offensively. It's not fair to compare him to Cale Makar, but he's doing a pretty darn good of keeping up with that guy. The Avs do unfortunately give one goal back in the second period with the one real major mistake of this game. Girard collects a puck here. He has time. He has space. He can do whatever he wants with this puck. Now he gets his head up and he sees open ice over by the Blues bench. The problem is it's over by the Blues bench, so a dude can just jump on the ice, and that's exactly what happens. It's not a good play. It's not a good effective idea. It's just a clean turnover for Colorado that, one, gets their forwards caught, all three of them, and two, puts the Avs in a tough situation to defend, as you now have a 3-on-2 coming back against Girard and Englund, so that's bad enough, and then they do not defend it particularly well. Some confusion on who's covering who. Englund and Girard end up switching sides here, which makes Girard a little bit late on the pass coming down to the corner. And from there, you're just already in trouble. This pass is decently defended by Girard, but not well enough, obviously. And Englund just ends up covering nothing as the seam comes through. And from there, you know that puck's ending up in the net. Look, that mistake is bad. It needs to be better. It needs to be cleaned up. I think everyone can see that. But that doesn't mean that Sam Girard and Andreas Englund had a bad game. For what it's worth, I think them as a pairing did not play very well together in the first half of this game, But they more than made up for it. Girard ends the night with 2 points, and after that mistake was absolute nails for Colorado. And Englund did a great job of being physical and effective defensively in the third period too. So yes, you need better on that play, but on the whole, I have no complaints. There is no one in this game that really played poorly tonight. Even some of the guys that weren't producing points were playing effective defense in the Avs' bottom 6 forward core. JT Compher, who I thought struggled at times, ended up with 2 points also. It's just all gravy. And then the third period comes and the Avs capitalize on their opportunities, something they haven't done enough of this year, something you're starting to see them push into being that team again. They get 2 power plays in the third period and they score on both of them. I am in love with the Avs' movement on this power play. Nichushkin working down in deep finds Mikko, then he cuts towards the net. You also have Leckie closing, so you've drawn 4 Blues here. It's Nathan MacKinnon coming down on the far side, completely uncontested. You're creating space very effectively. You're forcing the Blues to pack the box, and then you stretch them out by working it back out up high. People are going to get out of position. That's what happens in these spots. MacKinnon walks in, does his wrister thing that he's so good at, and you see the Blues have now overcommitted up high. Only one man in deep. When this rebound comes out, it's a one-on-one for Lehkonen, and he's able to find the puck, win it, and make a beautiful play to tap it over to Val, who has a wide open net that he just has to touch it into. This play is just all skill, baby. Girard is going to find Nichushkin here, and Nichushkin, very patient with the puck, uses the space he has, is able to create by holding onto it, and eventually doing a little switch with Bo. Bo cuts out high before hitting it back to Nichushkin. Nichushkin finds a lane towards the net here that he's going to take and just use. He used what's given to him, and as he does that, the Avs' movement is perfect. You have Bo as the bailout on the backside. You have JT Compher who slides out as Nichushkin gets 2 defenders to commit to him. He finds the soft spot, and you have Erod on the back door, forcing the backside defender to commit to him. You're going to have Compher open almost every single time in this play, and Nichushkin does a great job to find him. This probably should have been a goal, but Compher doesn't finish. The Avs stick with it, though. The rebound comes out. Girard assesses the situation, sees the Blues have 4 guys down in deep. Bo is wide open in the circle, and not only does he recognize it, he executes. He feeds a perfect one-time pass to the wheelhouse, and Bo, my God, that is a shot. Does Bowen Byram have the best shot on the Avs defense? Look, I think Cale Makar has him beat with the wrister. That's when Cale Makar's at his best, winding and weaving and creating that way. But for the slapper, I think it might be Bo. Certainly that one-timer is nasty. And great for Nuke to get a goal back into the net for him on the first power play, getting to the greasy areas, doing what he has to do to get his game going too. The Avs made it easy for themselves. The rest of the third was academic. They did not have to put the pressure on and keep things close. There was no squeaky bum time. The Avs get to rest and get to prepare for tomorrow's game a little bit. It's nice when life is easy. You also had Rantanen in net for this one, just his 3rd NHL game, and well played by him. He didn't have a crazy workload. He didn't have to make any crazy saves, but he did the job that was required and made the Avs' life easy. Sometimes things just aren't that complicated. Play well, get rewarded, take the easy dub, move on. That is the end of this game video review. Thank you for watching. Head on over to thednvr.com for all of our coverage. I am Rudo, and it's been a while since I've had to pour water on my head.